soccer got their first win today.
Nice, congrats. Hey, they got it.
The Super Soccer fan club there?
What?
The Super Soccer fan club there?
They were there actually. They had some zoos, which actually aren't allowed by the NCAA, but we
You mean what's
tried. Yeah, artificial noisemakers.
You're talking about those like
apparently
No. Those
Can you see the live stream?
it's not loading.
Alright, so yeah.
why are they not allowed there?
They're not, I have no idea what they're not.
What if one was?
It was like 5 of them there, just like yeah, the soccer fans. I'm like, this is kind of lame, but it's alright.
That's not an idea, that's a sentence.
Oh, hey, they actually managed to get it to a point.
We're still good.
We'll see if the format is right.
Nice.
That's an old placard.
Yeah, girl. Where are you? But you're both. You still vote though, don't you? Yeah, you still vote. He does?
But he doesn't represent his college anymore.
But you still
Well,
vote.
she's trying to figure out if we have quorum.
Oh, we're doing quorum stuff. I'm gonna stay out of that this time.
Tongue and I figured out we're good.
Okay, I'll take your word for that.
They say we're good.
Oh my god. No, Fatia. She's there.
Yes.
The censors Wi-Fi issues right now. We downloaded the presentation.
Hey, so
Is it like on yours?
It's honestly, I can just see.
Yeah, okay.
careful not to hit election results. You are getting election results.
You guys me why aren't you dressed up? Should we have a formal code?
Did he just break election code by breaking the results?
Did I win?
Be like that. Did you just break election code?
Keep your fingers crossed, you know?
Leo. Oh, Leo. Yeah, Leo. Yes.
Because I told him.
Okay.
All right. Sorry for the delayed start, everyone. We had Wi-Fi issues, so we had to download the presentation to like an actual PowerPoint. But we should be okay now. Can I have? Oh, jeez. Okay. Can I have all the senators please rise for the call to order?
Please.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, go.
We, the Student Senate of the Illinois Institute of Technology, reaffirm our responsibility to loyally represent the student body and effectively improve the quality of campus life.
That was great.
You guys, we get better.
Last Senate, guys, you did great. Okay.
We nailed it.
So,
Oh, it's Sonia's rules?
yes, because I have changed Mete's rules a little bit, so now there's Sonia's rules. Okay. Based on the feedback we had at the end of last Senate, I've incorporated some of those changes. Some of those include anyone that's new to this, make sure you raise your hand. Anyone's welcome to speak during Senate, but you have to raise your hand. Senators, non-senators included. I will call on people, only allowed to speak when you're called on. If you agree with something, you don't need to raise your hand to say so, just snap, or if you can't snap, one hand clap. Be concise, and you will have a minute max to talk about during one turn about whatever you're talking about, and do not be offended if I gavel cut you off after 1 minute. Stay relevant to the topic. I will cut you off if you go on a tangent, if you talk out of turn, or if you repeat something that has already been said. Again, it's not meant to be disrespectful, we're just respecting everybody's time. And finally, discussion time will be capped at a total of 10 minutes per organization, and general/open floor discussion, which isn't really pertaining today, is 12 minutes. these are tentative rules, these new additions. We're going to see how it goes for this Senate at least. Unfinished business? None. New business. We have 3 student organizations. First, we will have Programming Club and Chess Club are both presented by Daniel. So, would you like to come up? Yeah, I'll pull up the presentation.
I'm fine with that.
Oh, there it is.
Over like anyone in particular.
So as a
I mean, it's like
So then it would be over.
As a reminder, you will have 5 minutes to present. After 5 minutes, I will cut you off, but then you will also have 5 minutes for question and answer. Per organization.
yeah.
Pull up the timer, and then we can start. If you just look at me, I'll move it. Yeah. All right, begin.
Okay, everybody, my name's Dan Rauch. I'm a freshman computer science major here. Today I'm going to have 2 presentations, one for Chess Club and one for Programming Club. My competitive chess career, I played 3 years in high school. My junior year I was 5th in conference as a first and second board. I was 69th in state as a first board. My senior year I was 4th in conference as a first board and 37th in state as a first board. This is our mission statement and vision. It's not really anything out of the ordinary. I came here during my orientation and I went through everything, through the activity everybody else went through with the student organizations, and I didn't see a chess club, so I thought I would make my own. Membership recruitment. During mid-July of this summer, I decided to make a Facebook page to gauge the amount of interest on campus. We got 15 likes, which is right around where I wanted us to be. And since we've had an official chess club here in the past, I contacted the old sponsor, and we've been talking ever since. This is the process I'm looking at. We'll have practices during the week, once or twice. Then we'll move on to local matches against other schools. And regional tournaments. Pretty much what they do. This is the estimated budget. We would need competition shirts, $25 for 10, so $250. Travel, transportation, hotels, food, new boards and clocks. But that would be on a needed basis because we have old ones, because like I said, we've had a club here before. That would total to around $1,630, but that's probably a big overestimate because I don't see us going anywhere very far in the near future. So that's it.
All right. So now there will be a 5-minute question-answer session. Beginning now. Sorry.
So far it seems like this is mostly an endeavor of you on your own. And you said you are a freshman, and that has some advantages in being able to carry something through for a long time. But at this point, do you have a plan for anything like an executive board structure or any sort of high-level management memberships in your organization to be able to carry on business?
I've thought about it, and I decided, since I don't know very many of the kids that like the page, I figured I would start at the first meeting, getting to know the people and how serious they would want to be in it, and then I would go from there.
Well,
So clarifying, you haven't actually held any sort of gatherings or anything like that? Okay. And what is like the ultimate goal of like, or what is your ultimate vision of the club? Is it more like, is it more competitive, or is it like actually, you mentioned travel and stuff like that, or is it more like just like a friend type of thing? Like,
I've thought about that, and in my experience, chess clubs are usually about half and half, and I enjoy both sides of it, so I thought probably we would have separate days for the separate interests. One day would be more serious-minded people, more standard classical times, and one would be more fun.
Someone?
How many people have, you said that you have 15 likes and you're going to start getting in contact with more people on the Facebook. How many of them have you contacted so far, once again?
I've talked to everybody that liked the page over Facebook,
Okay.
and it sounds like they have a decent amount of interest, so.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
That was my question. Yeah.
Okay. Any other questions?
what is your plans in terms of like growing this outside of like talking to people on Facebook?
I talked with the old sponsor and the old president, and they've had advertisements from before, so we thought we would just recycle those and use those over again.
Any other questions?
Yeah. What was the reason why it stopped?
I think the old president, as he got older, he decided he would rather work on his schoolwork and other things than continue this.
So was it lack of interest?
No.
Okay. All right. Now we will move on to your next presentation, Programming Club. Again, you'll have 5 minutes to present this one.
Okay, this is my proposal for a programming club. This is our mission statement and vision. You can read it over if you want. And this played out much like the chess club. I came during orientation and realized we didn't have anything like this, so I decided to create my own. What a programming club is it's a competition based group that meets like the chess club every week, and they get into determined teams, and they work on old competition problems together and work on their skills. This is much like the chess club too. I created a Facebook page for this one, and it got over 52 likes in 3 days. So I knew then that I should continue. This is what the process would look like. It would start off with training, then move on to local competitions, and probably much further down the road, if ever, we would move on to international competitions. This is an overview of what these categories would look like. The first one is pretty self-explanatory, training. The second one, competitions, usually look like, can be based usually in a university for collegiate competitions, or companies can host their own. These are some examples, especially the two on the right. The top right one is important because that's the first one I was planning on for us to go to in the early second semester. And the bottom right one shows an example of the events we host here every year. These are examples of the big money-making competitions. This one on the left is called the Google Code Jam. It's the biggest internet or individual competition you can participate in. The bottom right one is the biggest collegiate competition you can participate in. This is what the budget would look like. I would talk to the members and determine an event they would want to go to. Then we would move on to working out how to transport all the necessary hardware and get everybody there on time. And having money for this is nice, so we don't have to come up with it last minute or anything like that, and it would contribute to lowering the stress level of the members so we could have a more enjoyable time. This is a very tentative skeleton for what the budget would look like. Pretty much the only thing definite would be the competition shirts. It's about $250. And these three next are very tentative because usually the university competitions don't require any expenses on your part. Usually they provide transportation and lodging for the overnight. That's it.
All right, thank you. Now we'll open up for 5 minutes of discussion, starting answers and questions, starting now. Sungmin?
Have you contacted with ACM before, the Association of Computational Machinery? Because I saw, I feel like some of it might align with your goals regarding programming club, and I noticed that one of the competitions written in there was under ACM.
ACM sponsors the biggest competitions, but I've talked to the people that want to run ACM, and honestly, if they had had a club when I had come and looked into it, I would have joined that. But since they didn't have one, I kind of went my own way. But this ACM is like the broad spectrum of computer science. It was founded a long time ago when computers were just starting, and this is like a niche in that bubble.
One more, thank you. Could you talk to ACM to see if we can become a subsection under them and start working on on that niche topic under ACM? Have you discussed on that?
I've talked to them about it, but they don't want it.
You don't want.
Jelani, you had your hand?
Yeah, I was just wondering what major you are?
Computer science.
Computer science, okay.
Sorry?
Sort of similar in vein to what Sungmin was saying, but with different intent. How would you market yourself to the community of computer science majors, specifically to, I think the club has a relatively generic name, the one that you're proposing. So how would you make it clear to computer science majors, or maybe people who happen to be good at programming who aren't computer science majors, that your club has this specific competition focus? What is your plan for recruitment in that regard?
Well, I wanted to name it generically, so because competition programming isn't the biggest known thing, even among computer scientists, so I figured I would attract the most computer science minded people, so I could show them that this even exists, and then they would decide from there if they wanted to be a part of it.
Will and then Felicia. But when you guys are speaking, please make sure you're speaking up as well, just as a reminder. Will?
I can't remember if you had it with the chess club thing that you were presenting as well, but you started off with like the name was like Illinois Tech Computer Science Club, right? Was that it?
Programming club.
Illinois Tech Programming Club. Either way, you started with like Illinois Tech, and I think we had a rule that said like we didn't want clubs to be starting with like the term like Illinois Tech or like IIT, because like every single acronym would start with IIT here, and it'd be like really confusing for not just like us but every student to have like Illinois Tech something something something. It's more of like a question to anyone who could answer it. Did we have an official rule, or was that more of the suggestions that we had made to organizations in the past?
I don't know if that was an official rule or not.
Do you know, Alex?
I don't know if SGA has an official rule, but Campus Life does not recognize IAT or Illinois Tech as part of student organization names.
Okay.
That's fine. I just wanted. Honestly, I didn't put so much effort into choosing a specific name right when I started. I just wanted people to see the general concept and then look into it further from there. I didn't want them to have to guess on what it would be.
Shrisha?
How did you plan on administering the training that you were talking about?
There are websites that allow you to make your own competitions, so I would use that to give to the teams that wanted to participate together.
Okay. We are almost out of time. Are there any other questions? Thank you very much. We have our third and final presentation.
I can't check it on the Wi-Fi. Well, I mean, like, did somebody post it? I don't think so. Did anybody post the stream link on Facebook?
I did it from my laptop, but that might not went through because of the internet.
Because I've got fine internet here. Somebody wants to send me the link on my phone.
Internet came back a while ago.
When do you want to play? When would you like to play?
It's orange checker.
Just the
email?
It's not here. It's on the second slide.
On the second slide? Okay. Yeah, it didn't show up in the presentation, that's why. Let me just make sure it's pulled up.
Video? It's already right where you found the presentations too. To the bottom.
I'll play that after. Alright, you will have 5 minutes to present, starting now.
Okay, thank you. So hello everyone. So today I'm here to present you an organization I'd like to start at IT. So it's about the Pastafarianism. It's a religious organization, so based on the Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster. So first I'd like to present you via video what is actually the Pastafarianism, so you better understand the concept of the project.
To Spaghetti, Wenches and Metaphysics, your guide through the Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster. The Flying Spaghetti Monster, or the FSM for short, is the sole deity of the Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster, adherents to which are known as Pastafarians. He is a complex carbohydrate-based entity consisting of willowy eye stalks, 2 large meatballs, and a multitude of noodly appendages. The FSM is most notable for such feats as creating everything in existence, personally maintaining gravitational forces throughout the universe, and inspiring the creation of the rotary lawn sprinkler. He is also a kind and benevolent creator, as evidenced by the existence of heaven with its beer volcano and stripper factory, as well as his fondness for midgets. But that's not all. His noodliness out of all supreme beings is alone in having had the confidence to offer the God Back Guarantee, which states the following: try me for 30 days, and if you are not completely satisfied, your old God will most likely take you back.
So as you can see, we are a religious group, so based on an entity called the Flying Spaghetti Monster. So our goal is to be able to share with the community, and particularly people who share the same vision as us, some time to be able to have this spiritual quest together. So
And please speak up when you're talking.
So as you can see, there's a lot of people who don't recognize us as a religious group and try to put us down. But there's also so a lot of fight which is being done all around the world to be able to just recognize the deity we have. So a lot of work is being done, and I think this is why I come here to see you, so I can ask you for help to make our religions recognized also on campus officially. So actually the goal would be to be able to regroup people who share the same ideas as us. So through an event that will happen weekly, particularly on the Friday, which is our religious day. So we share some food, so particularly the pasta, which is our plate. So the budget will be limited to less than $30 per month. It should be less expensive than that, but I wanted to be. So we're also going to share some national events. First of all, next September, on September 19th, we're going to have the International Prayer Day, which is an event happening all over the world. We're Pastor Friend are just regrouping each other's. So we actually saw an organization which is going up, which is based on some historical events and deities. Alright. So actually we already have some good structures. We found I talked to about 20 people who are going to be interested in joining your group.
Minute warning.
Excuse me?
Minute warning.
So I found a lot of people interested in joining your group, and I think that we can represent the group through those events, like in front of the MTCC, where we could find other people and talk to them about this group and see what they think about this. So everyone will be welcome, obviously. So actually, we can see that there's a lot of major religions already in IT, but there's no Pastor Friend group yet. So I'm going to see you for that. Thank you.
There will be a question and answer session for 5 minutes starting now. Jelani?
A lot of the other religious organizations have an emphasis on community service. Would you guys be willing to emphasize community service to your members? Because one of the things that I'm trying to do with ComCom is organize all the community service organizations and try to have a united effort towards serving the community. So as a religious organization, I definitely be in contact with you guys as far as community service goes. Are you willing to be open to that?
Well, we haven't thought about this. We haven't thought about this aspect of the club at all. But as the community service is very important into a college life, I think that it will be important to at least give the possibility for members to be able to do some community hours. So I don't think we'd be forcing them to do it to become members, but we'd be trying to give them options to do it. But so far I haven't thought about this aspect, but it's something we're going to propose for sure.
Sorry?
I'm sorry if I missed any information in the presentation while I was posting about the live stream for Senate, but when you were talking about hosting events with food, were those events open to your members or open to everybody?
No, open to everybody.
Okay.
Yes. So this is why we need the budget for food.
Sungmin?
Can you one more time iterate your constitution and goal? Because you say that you're trying to be religious, you're a religious entity, sure, but you're also a social movement as far as I know. Is that correct?
Yes.
Could you explain that more in detail to the
to me, the specialty with Pastor Ryan is actually trying to regroup people who share the same beliefs. So some of them are actually religious, some Christians, some Muslim, and a lot of them are also atheists. So I think the whole point is to be able to regroup people who are going to be able to share the same vision of the world as to share the same vision as the world as we do. So no one will be limited. So you don't have to be a part of a special religious idea to join the group. Everyone is more than welcome to join. Honestly.
Any other questions? Okay,
Oh,
thank you.
yeah, actually.
Yes, John?
Have you talked to and
Please
Hello.
speak up.
Oh, sorry. Have you tried talking to and collaborating with Lynn Meyer?
With who?
Lynn Meyer. She's the
Oh, yes.
director of spiritual life.
Yes, yes. And she's the one who encouraged me to start the club at the first time. So it was during this holiday. So she was talking about different religious groups, and we ended up talking about Pastor Findis. So she told me that I should, at the beginning of the year, maybe try to start a club.
Any other questions? Thank you.
Thank you.
I will now ask if everyone from the organizations that presented could please leave while we discuss and vote. You are welcome to come back afterwards. We'll invite you back, but during this period, we ask that you leave the room.
And we'll remember to invite them back this time.
Yes. We will remember to invite them back. Okay, so we're gonna start with programming club first, then chess club, then flying spaghetti monster. 5 minutes of discussion for programming club. Do I hear a motion to start? Oh, well, okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Close the doors.
Motion to discuss programming club.
Seconded.
Second.
For, what, 5 minutes?
Yeah.
5 minutes.
Second.
Okay. So we have something to discuss?
Wait, which one?
I was waiting.
Programming
Programming.
club. Soren, then Jelani.
They will share a number of members with ACM, but I think that ACM has some very different goals. The competition aspect of this is very unique, and it seems like if we were to take the presenter at his word that ACM wasn't really open to the competition aspect of what they're trying to do. So I don't really see a reason not to vote them through. I do have some concerns about long-term structure, but I think those shouldn't keep us from voting the organization through.
Jelani?
I think that programming is going to become like a really large part of society as far as a skill that's required of people when they go into the workforce. So I think that it's a good club to have, and a lot of students on campus try to go to the coding event, like the code competitions. So I think it's a good club to have. But I agree with what Soren said. As far as the structure and longevity, we have to make sure it stays alive.
Sungmin?
I don't know, my sentiment is a bit different actually. I kind of feel like them as an organization is kind of redundant here on campus because there's we already have a organization for computer science itself, and they do hold hackathons, hack nights, and events like that, which is basically what they're trying to go to. And if they, I feel like he could actually reach out more, and SGA can actually take part and reach out to ACM and say, hey, this is an interest here on campus, there's 50 people who are interested, and give a little push to an already existing organization to support this niche goal.
Irma?
Yeah, I think, do we have more information about these events that you're mentioning that they're putting up? Because my understanding was that the ACM, because even when the women came to present to be part of the organization, they're more focused on professional opportunities for students and for career goals, and this seems to me more, it will help them, you know, pump up their resume, but it's more that competitive aspect. He did mention he already reached out, so again, like Soren said, whether we believe him or not, like, I don't see why we would doubt it. I don't know if we've ever asked for proof that they've reached out to certain organizations. But yeah, I agree that we should let them. I think this leads also sort of the discussion that we had with the soccer club or the super fan soccer club. Like, it's a very niche. Okay. Got it. Yeah.
I don't think ACM would appreciate us telling them how to run their club. If they told them that they aren't really focused on what he was trying to go for, and they're saying like we should do it, I just don't think they're gonna like want to work with us in the future for anything.
that note then, the organization, the idea of this organization seems kind of new. It seems kind of vague to me as far as I heard. They just listed a couple of competitions they could go to. He's only reached out to people through Facebook. I do feel like if we are voting on this topic, we should also consider being able to table them off till they have a more set structure for them to become more developed, have more members in the organization, and to choose which competitions they're hoping to go to in the future to see how they're developing in which field of programming, because within programming itself, competition-wise, they will all be different. They would all differ little by little.
Sorry?
I counter by saying that I think the proposal was fairly clear. Just because they're not necessarily extremely ambitious right away doesn't mean that they didn't have a plan. They did have plans, and the fact that they already have a Facebook page at the time of application, I think, shows that they're trying to reach out very actively. But they listed a number of competitions that they want to go to, because going to international level competitions requires you to work up to that point first. And I think what they were saying is they want to work up to that point, not that this is just a broad array of ideas and we're not going to do any of it.
We are out of time unless I hear permission to extend time.
Motion to extend for one question. Or 1 minute.
You gotta extend it.
Second.
Alright, quick question. Can anyone just
1
confirm
minute.
with me, are there any other programming clubs or clubs similar to this one on campus?
Yes, there is ACM, and we've been discussing some of the
What
similarities
is
and
ACM stand for?
differences.
What does that stand for, ACM?
Association for Computing Machinery. It's the CS professional organization.
Alright, and just a minute, do they go to the same conferences or competitions
They
that they want
could
to?
potentially. Some of the competitions are sponsored by the national level ACM organization, but according to the presenter, they approached ACM and ACM wasn't interested in the competition aspect of programming, which is why this club is coming forward.
We have a hand up. Alyssa?
No, he just answered my question.
Okay.
Motion to move on to the next club.
Second?
Well, we have to vote.
We have to vote.
No.
We vote at the end, don't we? After we discuss it?
No, no.
No, it's per club.
Yeah, it's per
There's
club.
been a motion that's already seconded, so.
But you can overrule it.
I can overrule it, but I'm currently trying to fix the iClicker system, which decided to just shut off. So maybe we should discuss the next club instead. Also, if a senator or a VP has not picked up an iClicker, please come, drop off your ID, pick up an iClicker. We will, while we're trying to fix this iClicker system, we're gonna move on to discussing the next club, and then if it's fixed, we'll go back to voting. The next club would be chess club.
Wait, can I just ask you a question? Last meeting we did it collectively. Is it supposed to be like every other time? Like every time we do a discussion, then we go to voting, then we do a discussion, then we go to voting? I think it is. Last time we did it collectively.
Yeah, it can depend. What I thought about though also is when you discuss them and you vote afterwards, it's more fresh in your mind. But if you try to do like 3 organizations and then try to vote on all 3 of them, it can sometimes, the discussions can overlap with each
I was just
other.
wondering because we did it differently.
No, you're fine.
We didn't have the clickers working last time either, right?
Yeah, last time
Reason
your
why-
cards weren't working
yeah.
either. Okay, is there a motion? Yeah, you already made a motion to discuss the next club. So we will discuss chess club for 5 minutes. Soren, then Jelani.
Well, I have the same concerns as I had with programming club in terms of long-term structure. I think that this definitely serves an audience that isn't being served by a current club, and it's pretty clear in that regard, and I don't really see a problem with making them exist.
Okay. Jelani.
My concern about longevity is a little bit more here because I think they have less interest in the programming club. That's the only reason why I'm concerned about more.
Okay. Sungmin.
Personally, I love chess and I would support chess, but they did say that they haven't even held one meeting yet, so we would be going on blind faith right now. They haven't met up at all yet.
Trixie, then Ethan, and Soren.
So I think that like as a club that's just beginning.
Please speak up.
Oh, sorry. He said that they're gonna do advertising, and I think
organizations work? Would it be worth like letting them advertise and like gather members?
Ethan?
I wouldn't exactly say that we're going off blind faith here. I mean, he did say that, at least from what the speaker told us, that from his Facebook group, he has like the 15 members who are interested, and he's definitely showing an interest in later on down the line forming an actual structure to the organization and the executive board and whatnot. So, again, the concerns we do have about the longevity of this club, while at the time they might be real, like the speaker has definitely shown interest and capacity for like expanding the club in order to address these concerns in the future.
Soren, you had your hand up. Not anymore? Okay. Let's do Shaylee, then Simon, then Will.
Oh, okay. Sorry. So, I work for Rec Sports and Fitness, and we do ladder leagues, and we include chess in there. And last spring is when we started, but we had about like 15 people who were playing in that league. So it's like you compete against a person, then you move up in the ladder. So if they do advertisement and like go, I don't know, at the bridge or something like that, I think they would get more people to join the club. So.
Simon?
I would just want to state that speculated interest does not correlate to membership or the strength of the organization. I'm saying that for bringing up the example of table tennis itself. Table tennis had an interest of 50 plus people signed up to attend meetings and everything, but within a year it died. And I'm saying that because I was the treasurer of table tennis. And I'm being honest here, me and a friend held on to the club just to make sure that it went on long enough for it to be passed on to the next generation. But once again, interest does not correlate to membership.
Okay. Will?
My point I was gonna make is that he's a freshman. That's what the first thing he said. So as long as like his interest is there is at least for a few years, I don't see a problem with the organization being able to continue down the line. I think 4 years is plenty of time to develop an executive structure.
4 years is quite a long time.
Yeah, no, that was my point.
Irma, then Soren.
Yes. What are our requirements when we ask them to show it? I know before they needed to have at least like 10-ish people, but did they need like signatures exactly, or just to say that they had enough people? Because in the past, other organizations have come in and done presentations where they just give us a number, and we haven't really said anything about it. We trust it. So I don't know if behind that, if the exec board already knows who those people were. It always helps when they give us an actual list, but I'm not sure.
I believe, Alex, you can correct me if I'm wrong, they have to have 10 people signed off for like saying their names at least when they come to OCL.
Yeah. It's not physical signatures, but they need A numbers, which means that they have to at least talk to them.
So for him to have done both presentations, he already did
For
that.
them to get here, they have to give us that. They don't even talk to Sonia initially if we don't have that list.
In that case, especially if it's an A number that people are sharing, I don't think it's really us speculating these people or like doubting that they exist or are students here.
There's 13 seconds.
When it comes down to a difference between signed up participation and actual participation, that can go both ways depending on how the club is managed. It could be much greater than expected, and I think we should give them a chance.
Right on time.
Yeah.
Just to say, the iClicker system is working now, so we can vote on the organizations.
We're still,
But I need to hear a
are we just
motion.
doing the first two then?
It would be the first two and then move on to the last discussion.
Motion to vote on programming club.
Second.
Okay. Check your iClickers to make sure they're working, and I am opening it now. You will have 30 seconds to vote.
On which?
Programming club first, and programming club, again, A, yes, B, no, anything else, abstain. I'm missing, oh, no. 13 yeses, 3 nos. With that, programming club passes. Okay, next we will be voting on chess club. Starting now, 30 seconds. We're missing one person.
What was the number split on the last one? 13-2-0?
13-3.
13-3-0?
Yes. Okay, we're done on this. With 11 yeses, 4 nos, and 1 abstain, this passes.
We have a tendency of not giving him guidance after we approve them, and since he's a freshman, I think it's really important that we reach out to him and help. I don't know, give him resources because he has 2 execs to find. So we need to. I think our assistance should be really helpful, or can be really helpful to him.
True. It's about
Good question. Is there like a system where we have so we say we can table an organization, right? So let them come back to us when they've met certain requirements. I think we need to put that in place because it just concerns me that we grant access to a lot of orgs that come inside here, and some that we don't check up on, some we don't know what's going on with them. And like he said before, with the table tennis club, yes, it looks like they have people, but then in the long run, we know IT students how they are. We're all busy, and it sounds good when it comes in here, but then later down the road, it goes to nothing. You know, you ask about the club and you can't get a solid answer, and you wonder where the members are. So I think maybe we should probably look into the tabling system, tell them, give you a month, you're gonna come back, and then say, hey, we got X amount of members now, things are looking good. Okay, then we can say, vote for them again to put them in. I think that's something we should really look into. And the new exec board, new senators that are coming in, should really look into that.
I'm gonna take this discussion and ask that it's tabled until open floor.
Yeah, my bad. I shouldn't have done that.
So now we have
Motion to discuss flying spaghetti monster.
Sungmin. Is it okay if we discuss? Is there something pertaining to this? Okay, Sungmin.
Xavier, did you vote?
Yeah, no, I went through the post.
He wasn't present during the programming club. I know this is stupid. I know it's going to be already counted, but I think we need to recount the programming one.
I pulled up the things I looked through them.
They won by like.
Were you here
Yeah,
during
I know,
discussion?
but still, just for legal official.
No, he worked in with
Okay.
the last one.
But he doesn't have a swaying vote, so.
Yeah. In this
A
voting,
recount.
if it was off by 1 vote, then I would have said we would do a revote. But because it was majority yes, then I'm gonna let it go.
Okay, okay. I know it was passed, but
Yeah. Okay. Now we're going to be discussing Flying Spaghetti Monster. 5 minutes for discussion, starting now. Unless no one feels like discussing. If no one feels like discussing, then Jelani.
So yeah, I think I asked him a question about community service. No matter what your opinion was about like the club itself, you hold them to the same expectation you would hold them to any other religious organization. I think is the way it is. So yeah.
John?
Yeah, I mean, it seems like they did at least some of their homework. I mean, they talked to Lynn already. They've done a couple things already that we've already asked for. So, regardless of our feelings about the club, I feel like at least like they deserve a chance.
Ethan and Soren, you had your hands up.
I would just be redundant at this point.
Okay. Concise, smooth. Any other points? Otherwise, do I have a motion? Move to vote. Is there a second?
Motion, they're going to do it on like, we didn't need to be all for it.
I did not hear a second.
Second.
There we go. All right. Voting for Flying Spaghetti Monster starts now. 30 seconds.
Proactivity.
No, that's also.
You got everybody?
We're missing one person. Make sure everybody click their clickers again just to make sure it went through. We're missing one person.
Alyssa's clicker is on the back.
Yours is okay.
Proactiveness would be a word. Also, proactivity is a word, so.
Okay,
Well,
now we're good.
dictionary actually don't have
With 10 yeses, 3 nos, and 3 abstains, Flying Spaghetti Monster passes. I am gonna go ahead and invite our orgs back in.
Again, say what you will about like all of a sudden don't just do police, but like as an organization, they did everything you expect them to do. The exec board of the budget, there's events plans, they have a need, they need spaces, and they have money, so there you go. I would have said that in discussion, but I think we are all on the same page.
Back to business. Oh, that was business. More business. Election results are at the end. What a false alarm. You guys did that last semester. It's fun, it's still fun.
It's still funny every time.
It works every time.
Yeah.
It does
Super
work.
funny.
Hello guys. For those who are new here, welcome. A lot of you are probably here for the first time. It's lovely to see this room full again. My name is Leo. I'm the president of student government, as this slide tells you. I just wanted to spend a minute thanking the senators, our leaving senators. If you guys actually read my email that was sent out today to the entire student body, I kind of emphasize on the senator role. You guys are a main force. Your role is very important. Without you, we would not be doing anything. The projects you take part of, the voting that we do here, the discussions that we have, that we always reflect as an executive board on what you have to say here, are very vital and important to us. So I want to thank you all for your hard work. It was a little rough going into this fall semester because I understand everybody's starting a new semester, new student orgs maybe, new involvements, worried about classes and such. But we persevered through it. We had a lot of people helping with the tables, the elections and whatnot. So I want to thank you guys for that. I hope you had all the good impressions about the previous exec board and this exec board. And I really, really, really hope and ask you to still come to our meetings because you've seen volunteers here. You don't have to be a senator to join our discussions or our committees. So don't hold back from coming here. That's all I wanted to say. Thank you.
I'm just gonna add to that since he had his report going off those lines and Exec VP doesn't really have a slide, so I can just jump in whatever. Again, yes, thank you senators, thank you everyone who came to this last Senate. You know, it's the last ride, but you guys came anyways. Welcome to the potentially new senators here. And I promised you, senators, a going away treat, and stick around at the end and you will get it. Stick around at the end and you'll find out. It'll be fun, that's all I'm gonna say. Alright, I'm gonna have the 3 VPs, Academic Affairs, Communications, and Student Life come up together to give a quick report together, kind of introducing their committees very briefly to everybody who's gonna be a senator here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's all 3 of you.
At once,
No, I mean like switch off.
You can go first.
Alright, hello everybody, I'm Akash, I'm the Vice President of Academic Affairs Committee on campus. We do a lot of academic related work, basically anything to do with classroom issues or curriculum problems and whatnot. We do like to work on projects which are mostly student suggested because the faculty really like to listen to student opinion and they do involve a lot of students in most of their decision making. Last year, our committee worked on a pass-fail proposal, which was a success. The faculty approved of it, and we can now take classes that are outside our major as pass or fail. I think it's up to 9 units a year. And that should be implemented around spring the next spring. And this semester I'm thinking, we have actually got a lot of feedback on iPro, and we had suggestions about how students want to sort of improve iPro and kind of control their own theme. So these are the sort of projects that we generally work on, and so whoever's interested, I mean, if you've got a keen eye for, you know, improving academic related concerns, the Academic Affairs Committee is sort of the go-to, because we do have very close relations with the provost and the board of trustees, as well as the president. So we've got a loud voice as a committee on campus. Thank you.
So yeah, that slide says everything. No, I'm just joking. But so basically in ComCom we focus communications committee. That's what it's short for. We focus on all things communications. So basically what I'm trying to focus on this year is community service. We're gonna, the relationship that we have with WIIT and Tech News that Chibarno kind of initiated with Media Advisory Board, I'm gonna maintain that, but at the same time we're going to involve ourselves with more organizations, because like I was saying before, a lot of students complain that we leave organizations in the dark, and that's why they die. So one of the things that I really want to emphasize, was that not a good word to use? So one of the things that I really want to focus on is maintaining a good relationship with the organizations through the liaison project, and you guys will definitely hear more about that soon. But so yeah, communication, community service, media organizations, liaison project. Oh yeah, the website too. I learned how to manipulate the website through WordPress, and I'm really down to put together like a small committee of people to determine like what we can do with the website and things we can, because the website is what we should really be pushing as students as far as learning more about us. Oh, also, since we're a communications committee, we're really big on having a really close-knit committee. We laugh and joke around a lot. I bring candy at every committee meeting, even though I didn't last time and my committee got on me for it. But I'll have candy at the next one. So if you don't like projects, but you like candy, you should come to communications.
Hi guys, my name is Qianran, and I'm the VP of Student Life Committee. So basically for Student Life Committee, we do a lot of really meaningful projects that is very related to our life in the campus. For example, we used to work on the Hawkeye app, and also we modify the IT today, the email marketing, because where there is any complaints or any ideas comes from our students, we try our best effort to solve the problem. And I hope that you guys can join us, because we really have endless funny and meaningful stuff. You can see through the efforts of the student committee, and we do really improve the life quality of the students in IIT. So thank you for welcome to join us.
One thing that I also want to mention is that as of this year, this will be the first year that senators are allowed to join a newly voted in events committee. I mean, newly voted in as in the Constitution. But so basically what the events committee is we as SGA really want to work on getting ourselves out there, communicating more with the student body, and having this committee to help work on events specifically, such as planning, marketing, and posters, and doing things, planning of more events for SGA. We always have our events like the President and Provost Forum, the town halls that we host, but we've also held other events in the past that weren't like those, like the Diversity Lunch and SGA Week and things like that. The events committee will be a new committee that senators are allowed to join as well. And we are working on getting an events coordinator, but senators are allowed, if they would like to apply to be an events coordinator or are interested in that position, we are also allowing senators to possibly have that position. Yes, so
Just point of information for my notes. constitutionally, was that called events coordinator or events chair?
Chair.
Thank you.
Chair. My apologies. Okay, so moving on, Finance Board Chair Sungmin.
So we have officially completed our first hearing of the semester last Saturday. All allocations have been deposited in their respective account the Monday off at 12 a.m. So we're done, plus or minus a couple of special hearings that we're currently working on. So the total amount asked on this hearing was 255,000, and the amount allocated was 140,000 approximately. We are currently accepting special hearing requests. So this is directed to anyone in here who's in an org or anyone watching the live stream right now. If you feel like the amount allocated was not proper, please do contact me at IIT Finance Board Chair @gmail.com or an easier email is fb@iit.edu. Please email that one. If they are rejected, if your special hearing is rejected by me, you can always appeal for a judicial board hearing afterwards. So might as well double dip through that. I followed up with that. There's another one slide. This is the distribution for our first hearing. As you can see, operations always the lowest. Conferences was about 25%. There's a little bit of projects going on campus. Capital items is always a thing, and most of it's programming, so be excited to see a lot of programming events this coming semester. Thank you very much.
And now we have San, our judicial board.
Okay, hey guys, I'm Sandin, I'm the Chief of Justice. So this semester, Judicial Board needs to recruit 3 new associate justice. And so after the careful consideration and discussion with Leo, we have picked 3 candidates, which is Samir, William. Yeah, pay attention. No. You guys have to vote them in. So, senators, you guys have to vote and spread. So, all the candidates are here. If the Senate have any question before you guys want to vote them in, please feel free to do so.
Yeah, the 3 candidates can come down so that we can at least see what you guys look like first, in case somebody doesn't know. And then you will have a chance to ask questions now for the 3 candidates.
Want me to introduce myself? No. They'll just assume I'm the Anglo name up there.
Nope.
Yes, go ahead.
Can you just briefly just tell us why you wanted to become associate justices?
Sweet, yeah, okay. So I don't think the term is associate justice. It is? Well, then never mind. All right, so my name is William Gordon. I'm a 4th year marketing analytics major here at IIT. I've been involved with SGA for 2 years now, so this would be going on my 3rd year. I was a senator for 2 years. It's a cool gig. I think I've been really interested in like politics and like the whole judicial system for a really long time, ever since like high school. I really did want to get involved with J-Board. I just didn't really know how to originally, so I joined the Senate. And then throughout, my 2 years here in SGA, that's how I really learned more about J-Board. And I really like what they do. I'm really interested in it. So I think I'm pretty well versed on the Constitution and bylaws and stuff like that. So I feel like I'm pretty qualified. Cool.
Sure.
Move along.
Hello, I'm Shreya Jha. I'm studying architecture and psychology. In my 2nd year, I was a part of the Senate as well. And I feel that it has given me the chance to be around a number of intellectually stimulating, self-motivated people and in a very intellectually stimulated environment. And I feel that I want to build up on the skills that I have learned as a member of the Senate and therefore be a part of the judicial board as well. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Samir Sadiq. I'm a 1st year law student, so I don't know if I need to say any more than that. Just kidding. We're sort of off in the corner of downtown. I was interested in getting involved with, in participating in activities at this university, and I even looked into some the bylaws to see any senatorial positions, but a couple of things like timing with how much effort is needed for law school and time is needed. I thought then on this actual position, so that's why I'm interested in large part. Thank you.
Sorry?
Oh, this is more for you.
Me?
Or for Leo as well, I guess. How were these positions recruited for or advertised, and then what was the process for selecting which candidates would come forward to Senate?
So like for advertising, yeah, in the first email that Leo sent out to the whole student body that mentioned the Senate election, we also mentioned that we have openings for judicial board. That's pretty much the advertising. And like for the selection process, each candidate have to go to an interview, and like I mostly judge them by their decision making skills and their understanding of SAF allocation. Because like most of the time we're gonna deal with SAF, and I feel like these three are the most suitable candidates.
And then, sort of as a follow-up, are there still vacancies?
No, they are not.
Okay.
Okay. Any other questions? Do I?
Motion vote. Second vote.
I'm gonna ask if the justices could please step outside. Okay, I'm gonna open voting now. You have, okay. 30 seconds.
This is collectively, right?
Yeah, it's a slate. You have to vote for all of them or for none of them. With 14 yeses, 1 no, and 1 abstain, the justices are passed. And with that, well, after today, we will finally have all 3 branches with full new members. Not full, new members. So I said before, there's going to be a new events committee. This is going to be changed to events chair's report. We'll skip this since I already talked about it. There are no senators report, which means election results and briefly talking about window cleaning. Which is important. Make sure we're going to need some help for window cleaning. Sungmin, you want to spend like a quick minute?
Yes. Hello, prospective new senators. One way we advertised for you to join the Senate was through a window painting done at the NPCC bridge. I would love to have some volunteers who are excited to start off their new Senate career by helping out in a little project and cleaning the windows. We need volunteers tomorrow and next week. Where do I sign up? Please join.
If you're interested in helping cleaning up the windows, please, like actually please, stay after this meeting or email sga@iit.edu and let us know.
Yes.
So that brings it to the part that everybody has been waiting for, election results. Let's talk about some grand total numbers first. These are, it's a good thing we had voting for 3 days. We definitely got our votes up from last year and the year before. You can see the breakdown of the colleges. If we could please have silence. The breakdown between the colleges: College of Architecture, 26 votes; College of Science, 114; Lewis, 21; Applied Technology, 60; Stewart, 68; Armor, 250. And in total, we had 539 votes.
Can you keep that up for a little while?
No, just kidding, yes.
Do you want this in the minutes?
You don't have to put all that now.
Okay.
If you want, you can just put like the total silence.
Yeah, I got it.
So,
Oh, wow.
yeah, so 2014, the total votes were 401. 2015, the total votes were 445. And this year, 539. So it's almost 100 more votes, guys. Thank you for everyone that was on bridges and recruiting and your hard work. Thank you for that. And for getting your friends to vote. Next, Trixie, do you have?
Ask a question.
Yes?
Do you know how many like people are in each college to compare the numbers to?
Like the
what
total
percentage
population?
of the college voted?
We don't have that data currently. We could probably find it, but like currently not on us. Okay. So, for the College of Architecture, your new senator is Savannah Brown with 24 votes versus 3 abstains. Congratulations. If you're here, go ahead and stand. I would say this to all new senators. Next up, we have College of Science. These are the votes. Your new senators are Gina, Nathan, and Sydney. Congratulations to the new senators.
Oh, yeah! Wait, which one are you?
Which one are you? Well, like, 'cause there's 3 that, oh. I didn't notice the other 2 were girls. Okay. Next, we have point of order. Let's bring it back, guys. Not point of order. Sorry. Next, we have the Lewis College of Sciences, our new Senator Trixie. Congratulations. School of Applied Technology, our new senators are Caitlin and David. Congratulations to you senators.
Hold on, I'm checking up here. Hold on, yes. 1 second.
Am I going too fast?
I know some of them.
Only 2 schools are
Okay, I'm good.
Good?
Yeah.
Stewart School of Business. We had 3 senators run. Your new senators are Warren and Ethan. Congratulations. In case anybody doesn't know who Ethan is, he's busy taking our lovely minutes for us. Thank you. Like he's right here.
You guys stand up.
They did, except for Ethan's. Are we good?
Yeah, go.
Cool. Next, Armor College of Engineering. Congratulations. Alyssa, Kisley, Franklin, Golzar, Richard, Jacob, and Jillian. If you guys could please stand if you're here. This is actually a pretty close race between
You're definitely gonna have to wait.
Yeah. We had 69, 69, 68, 68, 66. There were, every vote really counted in this election.
This is gonna take
I'm pretty sure it's wrong. Also, Soren, we will have to remove Julian from the RHA senator applications.
Yeah, I'm waiting for our minutes people to make sure they
It's
can
gonna
get
take a
everything.
while.
Okay, good. It's his notes. Who cares? Move on.
Okay.
Hey.
Oh, and that was it. Congratulations to the new senator. So, 2 things. One, because not all the senators are here, I will have all of you say your oaths together at the beginning of next Senate meeting.
Yes.
Stand for that one, and I will vote you in, or at the SGA retreat, one of the 2. And the second thing is, before we leave, there was one discussion point that we're talking about earlier that we can bring back again. Congratulations again to all the new senators. And before we leave to this last discussion that we were talking earlier with the student organizations back then with Xavier, we do have the treat again, senators, if you want to stay. Everybody else is welcome to enjoying it as well. I would just say that the senators get to get at it for lack of better words. First, yes, Akash?
I have a note to just tell everybody else who did not win the election and who did run is don't be disheartened to come for these elections or for these Senate or committee meetings because you are still a valuable part of the student body and the student body deserves to hear your opinions.
That's how I started.
Yeah.
definitely like Akash said. I mean, a lot of times senators that are currently here, who are new senators, they might not have won the first time that they ran, and they stuck around with SGA. They were still involved. They cared. They showed that they cared about the organization and were involved. They ran again and they got it. So it's not like not getting it this time doesn't mean it's the end of the road. Please still be involved and try for next year if you will be here next year. Okay. Now I will open discussion up to continue on the conversation that was going before, which was about student organizations and voting them in. If anyone actually
Motion to table until next Senate meeting.
Second.
Oh, you're pushing them to do. Oh, you are.
Never mind, we can table that till next time for the new senators.
To adjourn?
Wait guys, it hasn't been dismissed yet. Before you leave, I want to announce the SGA retreat is going to be on September 24th. This will be mandatory for all members of SGA, including all three branches, senators, justices, finance board advisors. It is required for everybody to attend. It's no longer going to be a senator retreat anymore. It's an overall SGA retreat. It's going to be a lot of fun, guys. You're going to learn a lot of things within the different branches, learn about different other branches too. There's going to be interactive activities, and we'll try to make it as engaging and fun as possible. I will be sending out an email to remind you all about it, but mark your calendars September 24th. If you cannot make it for a very reasonable excuse, then email me to let me know, and
As soon as possible.
Is there gonna be food?
as soon as possible. Yes, there will be food for the retreat.
Is it the same food last time?
We'll find out. San had his hand.
Didn't you say you have a surprise for us?
I did. I just mentioned. It'll be after we close this. I'll take it out and you can see. Sorry. Soren has a motion.
I second the motion.
And with that, Senate is adjourned.
Oh, what do we do with our name tag?
Oh yeah. Bring the name tags back. If you really want to keep your piece of paper, you can. You can't keep the plastic.
Yo, I can keep this.
Keep the piece of paper, not the plastic. So your surprise or treat for tonight is this lovely pinata. So the style of this pinata is that it's a pull string one because I don't trust college students in a bat and someone holding a pinata right away. So I'll actually wait till I can actually go.
Yeah, talk with the
Tom, why didn't you run for
If you want a chance to pull a string on the pinata, go get in line. Okay, Soren's first.
Wait, are we going like one at a time?
Well, you can do both so we know who like actually. Okay, wait. You can't pull two.
One thing came out.
Hit it. No, is there anything I got this?
Don't you dare.
Just yank on all the strings.
all of them at once? It's not gonna work.
There's like one piece of candy in there.
I don't like that anymore. I see the one that
Come
you
on,
got.
it's already plot twist. There's only one piece of candy.
There's only one piece of candy.
Pull it off. Pull it,
Wow, leave room for other people to come up here too, guys.
Sonia, I emailed you the minutes already.
Thank you.
Oh, here.
My voice is still an announcement.
That was good for this one.
Who's gonna say that
All of you
try. Okay, I was gonna panic anyway, yeah, you.
Well, like you have the 8:35, tomorrow's gonna come back. Classes.
Damn.
Yeah, I mean, like,
I'll also send, like, when I send this email out to everybody again tonight, I'll mention that in one. And I'll talk with some of the Congratulations,
I
dear.
told you you should have told him, like, about your
I did. That's why she came up to me.
I was in youth and government, and I never saw someone who was as like put together.
That means a lot. I'm serious. I'm looking forward to seeing you. I have like
Oh, no, I'm good. That's good enough for me.
I don't want to ask.
Oh, isn't that like CS war engineers?
It's like
We burned this.
you're a vicious human being. You can do whatever you want with that. Really, now it's so legendary. You're gonna stick your
I can cripple that.
I mean, I guess they come in handy for
people who don't bring their name tags.
Look at this!
Oh, that's something. He used that in his
Where's Sungmin?
Oh, he's over there. Sungmin.
Where's Jelani? Jelani.
I actually have to run 3 weekends and go to it
Look, man, when are windows being cleaned? I'll help.
By
When?
Sunday?
By Sunday?
Sunday?
Isn't that when your reservation goes to?
Oh,
He was asking about, like,
What?
the meeting minutes?
From which one? This one?
Yeah, this, yeah.
We'll get it cleaned
I just sent them to Sonia. She'll send it out to the senators and
The day of
VPs.
your
Yeah,
reservation.
but, I'm gonna put on the
Reservation's done is when.
What?
I will keep you so fast.
I didn't see that, no, but she should send it out to everybody within the next 2 days.
Yeah, the paint on the
That's a good idea.
Ryan said that
I
the
did
paint.
But yes, I'm in.
You are.
our offices.
When?
Everything around us. She's a director.
I mean, I'll do it on my own if you want, but again, but
What time are you doing?
I would like the.
Ideally, to see tomorrow or Friday.
Let's do it.
depending on the time, I can do like when I'm a bit busy, but.
I know he has a lot of busy schedule.
Send out an email, have them reply, Trixie, you, me, the goals are, and say what day is better.
I just Friday.
Oh, yeah. Oh, we have the is open. Let's do it right now. I'm like totally different brain. I will do it right now.
We'll do it right now.
You want to submit it to us, what are you guys doing is to
Oh,
make
basically,
constitution?
no. It's like, you know, someone who's like, it's my allocation. So when student hall is not happy about it, they bring the case to us.
You want it by the end of
You
this,
are
so.
solving the case.
No, we beat the shit out of someone.
You have a great power.
We make someone spend more money. That's my problem.
Alright,
See you.
Take care.
I saw you the other day, no? Yeah, I saw you the other day on Herman Hall.
Oh, Herman Hall, yeah. I frequently been here.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes I will go to the Herman Hall to buy sandwiches.
Oh, yeah, challenge?
Yeah,
they're decent. Better than fucking.
Yeah. I remember.
That's you. Alright, man, you too. I'll see you around. Take care. Have a good weekend.
You too.
Take care. Yeah.
We pretty much came out for within the committee
Actually, to be
you
honest,
can always talk, like when Trixie talks to you.
saying like they got it on the mission, and
submitted their schedule time, or he submitted the schedule time, and we never got an email regarding the orientation. I didn't know what to tell him. I was just like, I'll tell Sean. So he got the email from saying that SGA needed orientation by a certain date, and he submitted his form and submitted everything.
I remember this guy. This is like, I'm pretty sure I sent him about orientation because like he was the one who submitted last minute. So it's like September 12th. It's like I'm available on September 12th. We was not available. 10:30.
Yeah, right? It was before 11. We did.
No way. He didn't show up. But like, he asked me if I was available any other day. I was like, no.
It was the orientation.
Yeah, he said he was appealing. Yeah, I mean, he only gave it 2 times.
Yeah.
I wasn't available for a second. I would have met with him.
So when?
Hey, thank you for doing this.
Do it Friday?
Yeah.
Right.
It's actually.
Despite what I've been saying, I will like, I am willing to help out with something.
Don't feel
Like I'll go home and then I'll go out for dinner or ice cream.
You don't have to go to my club. You have a bunch of other
She's like, all right.
I asked my doctor about it, Sonia. And then I asked my doctor about that. I was like, is this normal? And he goes, for like people in general, yes. But my best advice to you is don't have ice cream for dinner. And I was like, that's the most expensive advice ever. Thank you so much.
You're like, thanks. That's not well. Okay. Hey, look, we didn't really make a mess.
I've been thinking about
Mostly
it.
because Will decided to pet the piano. He's like, all right. We're like, no, pinata now. I'm like, all right.
I'm really sorry.
Good job. I had like no doubt that you'd get it, Ethan.
I'm actually upset.
About what?
I don't want him
What is wrong with
Yeah,
you?
he wants me to join finance board, so.
I didn't know Will was. We were gonna go just back to your place, back to my
Is that
place.
the secretary?
Yes.
That doesn't conflict in any way?
No, because secretary helps more with the executive B, and that would be
Okay.
and no voting power.
That's why he brought it up. That's why he brought it up. He brought it up about being a secretary and holding another position.
Yeah. Because secretary has no voting power, it's okay.
She clears
If secretary did have voting power, he cannot
she'll
be
send
a
another
justice.
comment. She'll talk to him.
Because, you know,
You feel so important.
I could be secretary.
That was,
She has good.
to be completely transparently honest, I did not
Yeah,
know
yeah.
he would be going for justice. I figured that if he was just gonna be secretary, it would be easier than trying to be like a senator, participating in conversation and like voting and stuff like that while trying to take minutes and do attendance, which is why I did reach out to you, because I was about 99.8% sure you would be a senator. And I didn't want like how it happened in this meeting that you're like trying to take minutes while
I can do it, honestly.
talking and stuff
And like,
like
if
that.
Wi-Fi worked, I was also planning on being the one checking the live stream, responding to questions there, because someone's gotta do that. Giubarno and Raul brought that up, and like, it is a legitimate concern that people watching the live stream like can and do ask questions, and if we don't have anyone watching that,
Yeah, that's definitely true.
I can do that.
It might get messy.
It's not really too much, and like, at most, it will be one person, at least historically.
Honestly, thank you for everything you've done so far, Ethan. You've been like,
I told Vete this last year, I will gladly die for SGA.
oh my god.
And then all he said to me was, bro.
Hello. Hello. I saw you in coffee house and I was like, that's not it is. What?
Sorry, you had to today.
Is this off? I don't think I turned this off. Yeah, it's still recording. How do I turn this off properly?
Really
That's
sweaty
fine.
guy.
Don't believe it.
This is me just backlashing because of the soccer super bank club.
Yeah.
I wish I
Because
was.
of what?
Congratulations.
Soccer super bank club.
Oh, I knew you were doing
Now I'm
that.
gonna start
Keep the-
backlashing even more
keep the
because of
Taylor
the programming
Swift
and chess club.
thing proud and alive.
I think the streaming was okay. It was just for everybody to speak about. Hi.
Apparently audio was
Welcome.
iffy.
Welcome
Yeah.
back. How's life?
Not bad.
What are you
Nice
up
having
to?
money.
Yeah.